You started your own Shopify dropshipping store and now you're confused as to which platform you want to market on. As a beginner, you may be wondering, is it better to market through Facebook ads or is it better to market through Instagram influencers? Well, don't worry, because by the end of this video, you will exactly know which is a better fit in your situation. We're going to be weighing each marketing platform out in terms of its pros and cons and which one may be a better fit for yourself. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Yash, back again with another video. I hope each and every single one of you guys is absolutely having a great day and a great week. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed with that post notification bell turned on so you don't miss any recent uploads. Hold on, I was actually in my YouTube analytics last night and I saw over 70% of you guys that are watching aren't subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed. It's completely free, so it would absolutely mean the world to me. And while you're at it, make sure you guys drop a huge like on this video. Go down and absolutely smash that like button so this video can reach as many people as possible. Before we do dive into the video, we're going to be taking a look at 5 key and main questions today that will help you decide which marketing platform is a better fit for you and your store when you're just starting out. The first question is going to be, which platform is easiest to make money on? Number 2 will be, which platform is the cheapest and most cost efficient to get started on? Number 3 is going to be, which platform can you make the most money on? Number 4, which traffic method is more scalable and more long-term? Number 5, which is easiest to use for beginners and newbies? And as a bonus for you guys, I'm also going to be including a 6th question which says, which platform is more passive in terms of the sales and income you're going to be generating? Let's tackle these 6 rounds and let's get straight into the video without any further ado. We're starting with round 1 and our main question is, which is the easiest for newbies to make money on, Facebook or Instagram? Notice the word easiest. And our winner for round 1 is Instagram, as you can see. And the main reason, guys, is that Instagram does have a less of a learning curve. There are less processes actually involved. When it comes to Facebook ads, you have to install the pixel, train the pixel. You also have to learn and navigate yourself around the Facebook ads manager as well. Not only is Facebook ads a key skill when it comes to e-commerce marketing, but actually navigating and familiarizing yourself within the Facebook ads manager is a sub-skill itself. For example, learning how to read your KPIs, your different metric points and data points, learning how to make guided decisions from them, that's a skill itself. So there are more processes and it's more just tedious in general. The second factor why Instagram influencer marketing takes round 1 is because of the trust factor. When it comes to Instagram influencer marketing, the page you're advertising on already has some sort of trust enabled to it. That's why that page has hundreds or even thousands or even millions of followers. Those people obviously follow that specific page for a reason. Maybe it's how they make them feel. Maybe it's humorous. Maybe it's comical. Maybe it's inspirational to them. Who knows? But that social proof is already there. A very simple example is, let's say you go to Kylie Jenner to promote something on her page for your store. Now, obviously, guys, unless you have hundreds and thousands of dollars for a single shout out post, don't do that. Nonetheless, the main point is that if Kylie basically says, hey, buy this product right here. Let's say it is a beauty product. All of her followers, or a lot of her followers, will buy that product. Why? Because Kylie Jenner is saying to do it. If Kylie Jenner has this product and if she likes it, why wouldn't I have that product and why wouldn't I like it on top of that? So that same concept goes into that trust factor. That social proof is already established for you. When it comes to Facebook ads, you have to gradually gain that trust factor. You know, it takes time to get likes and followers on your Facebook business page. When someone has not heard of your brand before and they're seeing an ad on it on their Facebook feed, they may or may not be inclined to click on it simply because they've never heard of your store or brand before. They've never seen it. Round 2 is, which is the cheapest for beginners to get started? Which is the most cost efficient for beginners? Facebook ads or Instagram influencer marketing? Let's find out. Boom! And Instagram influencer marketing takes it again. When it comes to influencer marketing, you do need less startup capital simply because you need less to experiment with. If you're going to go into Facebook ads, I highly recommend at least having $750 to about $1,500 saved so you do have a little bit of a cushion. The main reason is with Facebook ads, you're probably going to be spending, even at the lower amount, anywhere from $30 to $75 a day, even when testing your product. So that money is going to get out very, very, very quickly. Not only do you need more capital when it comes to Facebook ads, but you also need more cash flow to reinvest and to scale. More than that, there's more to experiment with, or more that you have to experiment with. Like I said before, you have to wait till your pixel gets warmed up, your ad account gets trained. The more you acquire data, the better those mechanisms will perform when it comes to Facebook ads. That's literally all it is. The more money you spend, the more data you acquire, and the more better and more faster you can become profitable. With influencer marketing, you can literally find pages as cheap as $10, $20, $30, or even $50 to market on. Personal influencers are a little bit more expensive. They usually start anywhere for about $200 to $250. Personal influencers, for those of you guys that don't know, are basically people like Kylie Jenner, people who have a face behind their Instagram profile, people who actually have a personal brand. Furthermore, Instagram takes it again because there's more flexibility to choose. You can choose meme or niche pages that are again as cheap as 10, 20, or 50 bucks, or personal influencers if you have a little bit of a more budget for about $200 or $300 or even $400. With Facebook ads, the principle is basically the same. You have to follow a certain way of testing and launching your ads. And again, you need to be spending, guys, at least about $50 a day at the bare minimum, especially as Facebook ad costs are rising every single day. Round number 3, we have which platform makes you the most money? Instagram influencers, or is it Facebook ads? Let's see. And we have Facebook with a comeback for round 3. So guys, Facebook is a long-term game at the end of the day. So long-term, it can absolutely make you more money at a faster pace. You have to understand with Facebook ads, you are going to be unprofitable in the beginning. Like I said in the slide before when explaining round 2, you have to train, nurture, and season your Facebook pixel to acquire more data, to get smarter, so Facebook can easier find your potential customer. You then move on to break even, and eventually you obviously want to be profitable, and then the final and last step is to maintain that profitability with upsells, cross-sells, bundles, downsells, back-end systems such as email marketing and text message marketing. Again, those are all different topics, but at the surface, that's how Facebook really works like that. Overall, the more data you have with Facebook, the more powerful you will be because the pixel is smarter and the ad account is more trained in general as well to find your potential customer, to really hone down on a specific audience in which you are selling your products for. Furthermore, the consistency and scalability is absolutely limitless when it comes to Facebook ads, right? You can reinvest your profits and your revenue back into the ads that are working well, back into the ads that are profitable to scale even more. At the end of the day, if you feed Facebook money into what's already working, it will almost inevitably spit out more money back to you. With Facebook, you can also find new audiences every single day, lookalikes, custom audiences. You can always refresh and remake different audiences to reach a wider demographic of people. You can even expand to worldwide and literally reach every single country or most countries in the world if you really want to. With Instagram influencer marketing, it may be a little bit sporadic, right? It may not be as consistent. Obviously, you cannot book a shout out with that same influencer that gave you a good ROI day 1. You can't book the same shout out again with that influencer on day 2 and day 3 and day 4 and onwards. That's just not really how it works because the audience is obviously going to be exhausted at that point. In that case, you have to go out and look for new influencers, and you can't just really take on what's working and scale it consistently on the same basis or the same direct platform. Even if you can find another Instagram influencer, they're going to have a different audience, a different engagement rate, and a whole other different bunch of variants and factors that are going to affect your ROI or the number of sales that you're going to be getting. Overall, with Facebook, it's just more of an upward slope once you find something that is consistent and once you find a few audiences that are working for you. Round 4, which traffic method is the most scalable? This definitely builds on for round 3, so you may almost be able to guess which one's going to take this, but let's find out if it's influencer marketing or Facebook ads. And if you guys already did not guess, it is Facebook again for the win, and primarily because they do have more users, they do have a larger audience you can cater your ads to. They have more audiences as well. They have a more versatile audience when it comes to Facebook ads. Like mentioned before in the previous slide, you can already pour money into what's already working to scale it higher. Let's say you have an ad set that is spending about $20 a day and you're getting a 4 ROAS on, right? So you can easily duplicate that ad set and increase the budget, or you can edit that ad set and increase the budget, and it'll probably spit out more money back at you, returning in a higher ROAS. As mentioned slightly before, you can also not only target cold audiences on the surface, but you can also really cater and hone down to your warm and hot audiences. These warm and hot audiences are super powerful because they're closer as a customer to actually buying and initiating a purchase on your website. For example, you can retarget and set up lookalikes to video watchers, visitors by time spent on your actual website, website visitors, people who have added to cart, people who have initiated checkout, people who have added payment info, and people who have already purchased as well. What Facebook will primarily do is find more audiences that fit into these categories when actually setting up lookalikes. And when it comes to retargeting, Facebook will actually reach those people again. Let's say people who have added to cart but not initiate checkout. You can specifically target those people and, for example, offer them a coupon code or some sort of incentive to reel them back in. When it comes to influencer marketing, there's only one point of contact only. It's basically like take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Whether you're running a story post or a feed post with that specific influencer, if they don't like it, if they don't want to click in the bio of that influencer, or if they don't want to swipe out when it comes to story post, well, you can't really target that person again. You lost your chance. And lastly, when it comes to Facebook, it's more versatile. You can train your ad account, like I said before, to hone down on a specific niche or niche of people. Obviously, this does depend on what you're selling. So if you're doing it properly with a proper branded one product niche or general niche store, you can easily train your ad account, and simultaneously, the more money you spend and the more proper data you collect in the right way, you're also strengthening your pixel so you can go out and cater to those warmer and hotter audiences. In influencer marketing, your audience is super cold. They are only seeing your brand for the first time, and they're seeing your ad and potentially even the product for the first time. So it's super impulsive when it comes to influencer marketing. It's either, like I said before, they want to click on your ad, they want to swipe up, or they don't. Round 5, we have which is the easiest to use for newbies? Instagram influencer marketing, or is it Facebook ads that are easier to use? And we have Instagram again for the win. And obviously, guys, Instagram, if you already did not know, is a less technical process and a less technical marketing platform itself. How a process usually works when you're potentially having an Instagram influencer work with you is you search for an influencer through different account terms or different keywords or different hashtags. You contact that influencer through their management team, through their DM or through their email. You set up a schedule, meaning a time and day for that influencer to actually post the feed and or story post for you. You send them the payment, make sure you're using PayPal. Send them the actual creative, meaning the image or video you want them to post. Or if you're using a personal influencer, you can ship the product out to them and they'll make the video or creative for you. And last but not least, any other additional and miscellaneous assets you want them to use for the shout out, such as custom captions, specific hashtags, or page tags, or anything like that, page features. Anything you really want to send them, you can go ahead and do it, so they will include it in your promotion. When it comes to Facebook ads, guys, there's a whole different process, right? First and foremost, you have to create a Facebook business page. You have to create a Facebook business manager host the ad account in the business manager. You have to create a Facebook pixel. Make sure the pixel is set up and working in the events manager. You also have to input the Facebook pixel in your Shopify store underneath preferences. Then you have to go ahead and actually make an actual guided ad, input the ages, the countries, the placements, the headline, the description, the primary text, a whole different bunch of things. So yes, it is a little bit of a longer process when it comes to Facebook ads. Especially guys, initially it may be a little bit longer, and then once you start scaling, it may be a little bit more rinsing and repeating. Nonetheless, in the get-go, in the beginning, it is a little bit more of a tedious and longer process. And for a lot of you guys, it may be a huge learning curve, because I know for myself, I didn't really get the hang of Facebook ads about 8 to 9 months down the road since I started my e-commerce journey. All in all, Instagram influencer marketing does have a quicker return of investment than Facebook ads. Remember what I said a slide or two ago. You will be more than likely unprofitable or just breaking even in the beginning when it comes to Facebook ads. Just how the ad account in Pixel is structured, just because of the nature of the ad account. That's how it works. With influencer marketing, let's say you book a 12-hour or 24-hour shout out, you can go ahead and better gauge the data. You can get a quicker return of investment, like I said, at the end of those 12 hours or 24 hours. You also have to test less, right? With Facebook ads, you have to set up different ad sets, which consist of different interests and different audiences and stuff like that. One other way you can actually utilize Instagram influencers first for your benefit, and I see a lot of other people doing this. I do this sometimes for my shorter term one product branded stores, is I actually go to influencer marketing to build pixel data. Think about it. You're running an Instagram influencer promo. You're getting a lot of view content, a lot of page views, a lot of add to carts, initiate checkouts, purchases. Your pixel is getting fired over and over and over again from all the traffic coming from that influencer shout out. You can use that data and leverage it to your advantage because you're not starting out fresh now. You don't have to assume as much. You can see your potential buyers' potential age, their country, maybe even their interests based on their buying behavior, and a whole bunch of other things as well. Last but not least, the bonus round I promised you guys, and that is which platform is more passive in terms of income, in terms of money. Is it Facebook ads or is it Instagram influencer marketing? Let's find out. 110% Facebook ads, without a doubt, guys. After you find a sustainable winning product, there's very small edits and changes that you have to make on a week-to-week or even daily basis. One of my main brands I've actually been running for the past 18 to 20 months, I literally spend about 3 to 5 hours per week on that brand. And those 3 to 5 weeks encompass of me actually going into my ads manager and overviewing, budgeting, scaling, and optimizing the ads. There's really not hours and hours I spend per day when it comes to that specific Shopify store. So once you become more adept, more proficient, more comfortable, more confident when it comes to Facebook ads overall, you can literally have ads and campaigns run for multiple days and still spit out good ROAS back at you, just like I do with my main brand that I've been running for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. The data is also super recyclable. Remember, the pixel is a mechanism that collects all the data for you since day one, and it becomes more mature, it becomes more smarter, and it becomes a better gauge and a better tool for new audiences as you spend more and more money, let alone for new products. Once you have a ton of data for a product, you can literally go ahead and test a similar product in a similar niche that is very alike and literally move into warm and hot audiences from the get-go instead of spending a ton of money testing with cold audiences. That's the main benefit with Facebook ads, guys. You can leverage the data in so many different ways. Let's say you have an email list of about 5,000 people. You can literally remarket to them on Facebook, set up different lookalike audiences and whatnot. You can also set up different value-based lookalike audiences, meaning targeting people who have spent a certain number of money or a certain amount of money like your previous customers on your store. All in all, Facebook ads are super versatile and there's a ton you can actually do with it. So we can see that Instagram won 3 rounds and Facebook also won 3 rounds, so it is absolutely a tie. Guys, there's no right or wrong when it comes to choosing Instagram influencers or Facebook ads. Each have their different pros and cons. It really depends on your budget and really whatever you're more comfortable with. Facebook ads do take a little bit of a longer time to train yourself in. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of hits and misses, a lot of rights and wrongs, and a lot of do's and don'ts. At the end of the day, you have to spend money on Facebook ads to implement action, to see kind of what to double down on, what to scale back, what to cut back on. I initially started my journey with influencer marketing about 3 years ago. I used to work with a lot of meme, theme, and niche pages, and then I slowly moved on to personal influencer marketing, and about 8 to 9 months later, I completely moved and transitioned onto Facebook advertisements because that's where the scalability and the consistency was. I still use Instagram influencers from time to time, 110%, especially on bigger e-commerce days such as Mother's Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Halloween. Speaking actually, I have an Instagram influencer promotion going live in about 48 hours from the time I'm recording this video. So influencer marketing is still something I utilize on a month-to-month basis. However, Facebook ads I'm running every single day. You can almost say all 365 days of the year. I hope this video was helpful and a good indicator for you guys, especially those of you guys that are just starting out, whether to utilize Facebook ads or to utilize Instagram influencers or both. If you are going to use both, which is completely fine, just like how I do, to maximize your revenue, to increase your brand potential, make sure you focus on one platform first and then you move on to the second one. Otherwise, you're going to be spreading yourself out way too thin. Comment below, guys, if you have any questions related to Instagram influencer marketing or Facebook marketing or both, or if you have any questions relating to anything across e-commerce. I always reply to each and every single one of you guys, so make sure you guys aren't shy and actually comment if you do have any questions, thoughts, or concerns like said. With that being said, keep grinding, go get that bag, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.